First of all, thanks a lot for clicking on my video, and I am sure you're having a fantastic day. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a dynamic island animation in Figma. Hi, this is AB Abil. Welcome to my channel Design Thinking. Let's get into it. Okay, first of all, this is the basic layout of an iPhone 14. So this is just a screenshot. These are the elements that I'm going to manipulate to make this animation, and this is that magical island that everyone is talking about. So yeah, let me just start with the first thing first. Just copy this, make a duplicate of it, make it a group, and convert this into a frame. So I'll just reverse engineer the whole thing. I'll make the expanded part first and then eventually gradually go up and come to at this position. And I hope it makes sense. So let's start. I'll make the frame a bit bigger and I'll convert this thing into frame as well. So I'll just press Ctrl Z to make it a group and then convert it into a frame, and then I'll just delete the rectangle, the radius shape rectangle from this frame, and I'll give it a fill. I'll make it black, and finally I'll give it a border radius. Great. So there's a reason behind this, so I'll get back to that step by step, but before that let me just reposition this. So I'll just great, and I will also make this invisible, so make it 0% opaque. So I'll make it bigger and populate this with some items like icons or text and avatar. So let's do that. So Apple does this thing all the time. They picked a well-established technology from the market and packaged it in a way that it seems like it's a new thing, even though it's not. So punch-hole screen technology is out there for a while, and including Samsung and all the other Android manufacturers are already using it in their phone. But Apple took that technology and coupled this with a fantastically well-designed feature and give it a new name also. So it seems like it's a new thing, even though it's not. So I renamed this frame to island. So this is going to be the island animation, and I'll convert it into a component and I'll add another one. So as I was saying that I'm going backward, so this is my final stage, and now I'll do the next part. So at this case, I'll just select all of these icons, reduce the gap between this, make it center. Again, I'll make it center. Great. And then I'll just reduce the opacity to make it invisible. And I'll delete this and this as well. I do not need this here. So at this point, I'll just reduce the height of this frame. So let's do that, and I'll also reduce the width as well. Center this. Great. So now I'll place few more items inside this, but at this point I have to bring back few icons, both of this side. So let's do that as well. I'm just going to bring back the battery. So that's it. And in case of time, I'll do that as well. These are not centered, by the way, just centering it, that's it. Nothing special going on here. Even though these are invisible, I can still track them. In the next step, I'll just have to click on this plus icon to add another variant. And as you can see, the variant is added at the end. So to rearrange this, all I have to do is just select all of these variants by holding shift, and as you can see, this red dot or pink dot, may I say, is it pink? Yeah, it is pink. And I'll just click on this and bring it to the top. So just like that, you can rearrange not only variants, you can also rearrange shapes, any kind of shapes, text as well, without messing up the space between the shapes or text or anything else. So it's a very handy thing, comes with Figma. So at this point, I'll again delete this icon and the number and the soundbar as well. And I will again make this invisible. I'll also push it to the left and right and just put 0. I'll push it to the left and 0% opacity. I'll make this frame bigger. And again, I'll just populate this with some other element as well. Great. Okay, now again, another one. Select all, rearrange. Great. So as you can see, I'm tipping up one by one to make the initial one. So this, at this section, I'll make the default view of the dynamic island. So for that, I'll just delete this text first, and to make the animation more dynamic, I'll just bring this at the center. These also, just holding shift and bringing to the center, and I'll just make it 100% opaque, sorry, 0% opaque, so it's not visible. So finally, I'll make the island. I'll just make it smaller again, and width as well. I'll center it, and step by step I'll also bring back the icons and the time, and also I have to push it a bit to the center so that the animation looks a bit more natural. One more thing that you have to rearrange in your layer tab, that is, let's find out if your frame is below of your variant frame, you have to bring it to the top. And this is true for all the variants here. So as you can see, the frame is at the top now, also at the bottom. Let's bring it to the top. Great. So at this point, my design part is done and I will start prototyping. So before I start prototyping, I have to admit that it's gonna look like that I'm going to put lots of random number and it's gonna magically work. But reality is I have tried lots of other options and lots of other number as well before I start making this video. So I have went through lots of dynamic island animation preview over and over again and tried to tweak the numbers one by one at a time, to make it as similar as possible to the real product. So I tried my best and I think you will like it. So let's continue. Direct this to here, and I'll select Smart Animate, and from this I'll select Gentle. I'll definitely reduce this, and if you receive the call, it will go to this section. As I was mentioning, I'm going to give some custom numbers to this. So, and from here, I'll again select Gentle and reduce this to 500. And I'll also animate this cross bar to the initial phase and bring it a custom animation as well. And I'll do the same for this button as well. Everything's set. Now let's go to the initial layout. All I have to do is just disable this icon. Let me just copy the first frame from here, and I'll just paste it inside this, center this, place this properly, and it looks good already. I'll definitely bring the length at the top so that it can be visible and it looks a bit more authentic. So everything is done. So let's just hope for the best so that everything works perfectly. So let's go to see the final result. Okay, this is the moment here. So drum roll please. As you can see, these are also animated, and if you want to see how I did that, let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely make a video on that. And everything works just fantastic. I'm actually very happy with this. If I could give it more time, it will definitely be more accurate. But for now, I think that's pretty darn good. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe. And if you want to make 3D mockups inside Figma really easily, then you have to watch the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.